Hello everyone, myself Professor Chavan. We have started the third chapter from our 11th Science CBSE board for the subject physics. In previous lecture we have learnt about the average speed and the formulas for the average speed depending on the two cases. When in the first case we have learnt about when the interval of distance is same, or the second case is when the interval of time is same. Okay, accordingly we have to use the formulas of the average speed for the calculation. Now in today's lecture we have to learn about the relative speed. Okay, relative speed. Relative itself suggests some idea about the speed. Okay, why the name is the relative speed? Because we have to consider the two bodies here, and we have to consider the relative speed of one body with respect to another. Okay, so when any body is in motion, then in that case, if along with it the another body is in motion, then we can compare their speed with respect to each other on the basis of the relative speed. Okay, suppose we have the two cars, and the first car is moving with a velocity of 40 km per hour, and the second car is moving with a velocity of 60 km per hour. Okay, then after the 1 hour the first car will cover the 40 km and the second car will cover the 60 km. Okay, then if we have to compare the speeds between these two, then we can come to know that the second vehicle is covering a more distance than the first. Okay, it is going with the speed of 60 km, so it will cover 60 km in an hour, and the first one will cover the 40 km. So in that case, if we have to mention the speed of one vehicle with the another, then we have to mention the speed of a moving vehicle with the another vehicle. Okay, so in that case, whenever we have to go for the relative speed, we have to consider that both the bodies are in motion, and out of that both bodies we have to consider one body as an observer and the second body as a one moving body. Okay, so in this case, if we consider the first body as the observer and the second body as the moving body, then we can give the relative speed of the second body with respect to the first body. Okay, so in that case, the relative velocity of the second car is 20 km per hour than the first car. Okay, the first car is moving with first car 40 km per hour, second car 60 km per hour. Then if it is an observer, if it is observer, then the relative velocity of second car is 20 km per hour with respect to first car. Okay, the relative velocity of the second car is 20 km per hour with respect to second car, because it will cover the distance of 40 km in an hour, and the second will cover the distance of 60 km per hour. So whenever we have to use the word relative velocity, then what is necessary that both the bodies must be in motion. Okay, both the bodies must be in motion. Suppose if we consider this body as the A and this body as the B, this is the A car and this is the B car, then the relative velocity of A, relative velocity of A with respect to B is equal to, what we have to give here? Relative velocity of A, okay, velocity of A minus velocity of B. Okay. Velocity of A minus velocity of B. How we can write it? Velocity of A with respect to B is equal to velocity of A minus velocity of B. So in this case, this is the mover, and this is the observer. Okay. This is the mover and this is the observer. Okay. So whenever we have to give the velocity of any body with respect to another body, then that which is important, that we have to must consider what is the observer and what is the mover. Okay. In this case, A is the mover and B is the observer. So we are taking the velocity of A with respect to B, and whenever we have to calculate the relative velocity, we have to take the subtraction of velocity of A minus velocity of B. Okay. Velocity of A minus velocity of B. Okay. So this is the formula for the relative velocity. Okay. Now, whenever we consider any body with respect to the velocity of any body, then it is not only the velocity of that body. We are considering the velocity of that body. Suppose we are considering the velocity of A here, that is VA. Then it is only not a velocity. Each and every time we are considering the velocity with respect to ground. Okay. So instead of writing VAG is equal to VA minus VB, and that will be equal to VA. Okay. VA minus VG equal to VA, because the relative velocity of ground with respect to ground is always 0. Okay. VA minus V0 equal to VA. And in that case, this is a single value, and it is a absolute velocity. Okay. Whenever we have to consider the velocity of any body with respect to ground, then we get the value of that body with respect to ground as same as its velocity, because VA minus VG equal to VA. Okay, where the VA is known as the absolute velocity. Okay, then in that case, this type of velocity is known as the absolute velocity. So whenever we are considering the velocity of any body, suppose here also we have written that velocity of A minus velocity of B, then we can write it down as the VAG minus VBG. Okay, because whatever the velocity there, it is always with respect to ground. Okay, it is always with respect to ground. So instead of writing each and every time with respect to ground there, we can write directly as the VA minus VBG. Okay, we can write it here as the VA minus VB. Okay, VA minus VB, we can directly write it down as the VA minus VB. Okay, so whatever the velocity of the body we have to consider, then in that case we first have to conclude which one is the mover and which one is the observer, and accordingly we have to write down the relative velocity of that particular body. Okay, suppose in the second car, if one passenger is there. Okay, so remember this formula for the relative velocity, that relative velocity of A with respect to B, it is equal to VA minus VB. First we take the observer, mover, and then the observer. Okay, we can write it as VAB is equal to VA minus VB, so that you can get the perfect idea about this. Okay, we can write it as VAB is equal to VA minus VB, where VA is the, first we have to write down the mover and then the observer. We have to write down the mover and the observer. So suppose in this case one passenger is sitting in this first car, okay, then what is the velocity of the car B with respect to that passenger? What is the velocity? Because that passenger is the observer, okay, as the passenger is sitting itself in the car and car is the observer, so passenger will be automatically observer. So in that case, what is the relative velocity of the second car, that is the car B, with respect to the passenger? So if we have to calculate the relative velocity of a passenger with respect to the car in which he is sitting, and if the car is in motion, then we know relative velocity of passenger with respect to car, which is, okay, as the passenger is itself sitting in that car, the velocity will be Vp minus V car, okay. So relative velocity of passenger will be 0, and what is the velocity of the car? It will be 0, okay. So the relative velocity of passenger with respect to that car will be 0, okay. Relative velocity of a passenger with respect to that car will be 0. So whenever we have to find out the relative velocity of any object, it is necessary that both the object or both the bodies must be in a relative motion, okay. Both the bodies must be in a motion, and then only we can find out their relative velocity, okay. What is the necessary condition for the relative velocity? That for the bodies for which we have to calculate the relative velocity, there must be the motion, okay. There must be a motion. Now if we have to find out the relative distance between the two bodies, suppose there is two body, A body it is in a motion and body B it is as the observer, then if we have to find out the relative distance between the two bodies, then what we have to do? Relative distance is same written as that of the, it is equal to relative velocity of A with respect to B into the time, okay. Relative velocity of A with respect to B into the time, okay. So by this way we can calculate the relative distance. What is this formula? This is for the relative distance, okay. And for that purpose we require the relative speed of A with respect to B into the time period, okay. So by this way we can go for the relative speed and finding the relative distance. Now we have to consider some examples on this, okay, some small numericals, okay. So the first example we will see, it is about a jet aeroplane traveling at a speed of 500 km per hour, okay. A jet aeroplane traveling at a speed of 500 km per hour. So the speed of a jet aeroplane, it is given as 500 km per hour, okay. Ejects its product of combustion at the speed of 1500 km per hour, means the per hour relative to the jet plane, means relative velocity of smoke with respect to jet, it is given, and it is equal to 1500 km per hour, okay. 1500 km per hour. Now what is the speed of the smoke with respect to an observer on the ground, okay. We have to find out the VSG, okay, is equal to how much, okay, relative velocity of smoke with respect to ground. Now in this case, if we consider the direction of the motion of the jet, okay, so if the jet is moving in this direction, in upward direction, then it will be the positive one, and we have to consider it is at the Vj. Now as we know, the smoke is coming in a downward direction, so accordingly it will be have the negative direction, it is equal to Vsj. Here given that the relative velocity of smoke with respect to jet is given, okay, and accordingly if we consider the direction, we will get the negative value of that particular value, okay. Now if we have to find out the relative velocity of smoke with respect to jet, what is the formula? That is Vsj Sj equal to relative velocity Vs minus Vj. Okay, Vs minus Vj. Now what is the relative velocity of smoke with respect to jet? It is minus 1500. Why minus? Because here is the negative direction. Vs minus Vj, it is 500. Okay, so therefore Vs is equal to minus 1500. This will go to this side plus 500. So our Vs is equal to minus 1000 kilometer per hour. Okay, minus 1000 kilometer per hour. So now we have to calculate the relative velocity of smoke with respect to ground, and we know what is the relative velocity of any object with respect to the ground surface. It is the same value. Okay, it is the same value, and that is the absolute value of that particular velocity. Okay, so we can write that the observer will see the smoke of velocity equal to 1000 kilometer per hour. Okay. The observer will see the smoke velocity is equal to 1000 kilometer per hour. Okay, this is the value they are asking. We don't have to consider the direction here now. Okay, because direction we are only giving in case of this particular direction. Okay, so the observer will see the smoke velocity of 1000 kilometer per hour. Okay, so now the next one small example we will see on the same basis, that it is based on the motion of a bus and the cycle. Okay, so the two towns A and B are connected by a regular bus service with a bus leaving in either direction every 10 minutes. Okay, a man cycling with a speed 20 km per hour in a direction A to B notices that a bus goes past him every 18 minutes in the direction of his motion. Okay, the man is going from A to B, and in his same direction from A to B, one bus is traveling after every 18 minutes. Okay, and every 6 minutes in the opposite direction, and the another bus is coming from his opposite direction after every 6 minutes. Then what is the period, speed, and do the bus ply on the road? We have to calculate here the capital T. Okay, we have to calculate here the capital T. So from this we can get the value of the capital T, and how to find out the value of the capital T. Okay, so for that purpose we have to know the velocity of a bus with respect to okay. So how can we find out this? First of all, we will draw one diagram. Here is the town A, and this is the town B. Okay, this is town A, this is town B, and between these the buses are traveling after every 18 minutes. Okay, in the same direction. Okay, the cycle is going with a velocity Vc equal to 20 kilometer per hour. Okay, and from the opposite direction another buses are coming with every 6 minutes. Okay, after every 6 minutes the bus is coming. Okay, so now I will solve from this. Let the distance covered by bus while passing the cycle S is equal to V into T. That is the velocity of that particular bus into that time period. Okay, now let relative velocity of bus with respect to cycle. Here it is traveling from A to B. Okay. The relative velocity of bus with respect to cycle, or the bus is traveling from A to B. How to calculate it is? It is equal to, how much it is equal to? It is equal to V, relative velocity of bus minus velocity of cycle. So it will be VBC equal to VB minus 20. Okay, relative velocity of bus with respect to cycle, it is equal to VB minus 20. Now we have to find out this distance. When the distance covered is equal to S is equal to V into T is equal to, what is the velocity? It is VBC equal to VB minus 20, and how much is the time? It is the 18 minute. Okay, this is the first equation. The distance covered is VT is equal to VB minus 20 into 18. That is the first equation. Now relative velocity of cycle with respect to bus moving from B to A. It is given as VBC is equal to cycle with respect to bus, VCB equal to, how much it is? 20 minus velocity of bus. Okay, 20 minus velocity of bus. Then distance is equal to distance covered by that bus. Distance covered S is equal to 20 minus VB, or we can write here. Okay, we have to consider cycle with respect to bus, so we have to write here VBC is equal to velocity of bus minus 20. Why minus 20? Because it is in the opposite direction. Bus is moving from B to A and cycle is moving from A to B. So that's why we have to consider here VB plus 20. Okay, it will be VB plus 20. So now distance covered while passing the cycle, that is S is equal to VT is equal to, how much it is? VB plus 20 into time period is 6 minutes. Okay, after every 6 minutes the buses are passing the cycle. Okay, so equating the 1 and 2, 1 and 2 will get VB minus 20 upon 18 is equal to VB plus 20 into 6. Okay, so I read the 3. So now thrice VB minus 60 is equal to VB plus 20. Okay, thrice VB is equal to VB plus 20. So now from this we will get twice VB equal to 80. So VB equal to 40. Okay, VB equal to 40 km per hour. So what is the velocity of bus? It is VB equal to 40 km per hour. Okay, so if we put this value of VB in this equation 2 becomes 40 into T is equal to VB plus 20 into 6. So you can write here T equal to 40 into 6 upon 40 plus 20 into 6 upon 40. So you will get 6 plus 3 is equal to 9 minutes. Okay, T is equal to 9 minutes. That is our answer. Okay, so after every 9 minutes the bus are traveling, the bus are dispatching from that particular platform. From every 9 minutes the bus is dispatching from A after every 9 minutes, and bus is dispatching from B after every 9 minutes. Okay, so that's how we can calculate that time period. Okay, first of all we have to calculate the distance from where the bus will fly, either from A to B or from B to A. This will always same. Okay, this will be always same, just there will be the change in the time as it is given, time is given. Then there is the velocity. We have calculated the velocity of bus while traveling from A to B. It is, we have seen A to B, it is this, traveling from A to B, it is VB minus 20. Okay, then we have considered the velocity of bus traveling from B to A. Then in that we have to consider the direction. Accordingly we have to take the minus sign here. Then it will be VB minus 20. So distance covered is S. Both time it will be same. Both time it will be same. So VT is equal to VB plus 20 into 6. And after equating we will get VB is equal to 40 km per hour. And if we take this VB is equal to 40 in this equation, you will get 40 into T plus VB into VB plus 20 into 6. So if we take this 40 to this side, we will get 40 plus 20, 6 upon 40. Okay, so 40 into 6 upon 40 plus 20 into 6 upon 40. 6 plus 3 is equal to 9 minutes. Okay, this is the answer for our this question. Okay, now depending on the relative velocity, there may be question on the train. Okay, there may be question on the train. So how can we go for the solving the question on the train? Okay, so in case of train we must have to look that either the trains are crossing each other or the trains are overtaking each other. Okay, so we'll see the first case when the trains are crossing, overtaking each other. Okay, overtaking trains. Okay, suppose there is the first train, it is having a length of L1. Suppose this is the train A, and there is the second train B, it is having the length L2. Okay, then while overtaking, how much is the length, actual length the train has to pass? Okay, how much will be the actual distance the train has to pass? So while overtaking, the distance is equal to, distance covered will be equal to, how much it will be? First of all, it has to cover this much distance. Okay, this point of the train has to cover this much distance, and after this point comes to this location, then from this again this all train has to cover this total distance. Okay, nice. This point has been passed by all the trains. So in that case, first this, if we consider about this point, then this point will come up to this point, so it will be L1. And after it comes to this point, suppose it is at this point now, it has to go further. Each and every length of this train has to go further up to this. Okay, so it will be L1 plus L2. Okay, So while the two trains are overtaking each other, okay, while the two trains are overtaking each other, then in that case the velocity of the distance covered will be L1 plus L2. Okay, distance covered will be, first of all it has to overtake this up to this point, and from this point again this all train has to be overtake this all the trains. Okay, so that's why we have to consider this L1 plus L2. Now what is the velocity of the train when the train B is crossing the train A? Okay, we have to consider both the trains are in motion, so in this case we have to go for the relative velocity. So velocity of train B with respect to train A will be velocity of train B minus velocity of train A. Okay, it will be equal to velocity of train B with respect to minus velocity of train A. This will give us the value of the relative velocity of train B with respect to train A. Okay. Okay. So in this case, this is the in case of overtaking. Now in case of a crossing trains, in that case distance covered is equal to, now the two trains are crossing each other. Suppose this is the length of train A, the another train is coming from this side, this is the length of train B. Okay, the another train is coming from this side, this is the length of train B. Then in that case, when this train will cross this train, then what will happen? First of all, this point of the train has to cover this much distance. Okay, and again all the length of the train has to cover this much distance. Okay, all the length of the train has to cover this much distance. So here again the distance cover is same as the first one, it is the L1 plus L2. Whatever the length of the both the trains, in that case the length, the distance equal to the summation of both the train's length will be, we have to consider. Okay, so this point has to cover this much distance, and again this all the train has to cover this much distance. Okay, so that's why it is L1 plus L2. Okay, that is L1 plus L2. Now what in case of a velocity? If we see here, this train is going to this side and this train is going to this side. Okay, so in this case, as per our sign conventions, what we have to consider, that the velocity of train A with respect to train B with respect to train A will be, okay, VBA equal to, what is velocity of train B minus the velocity of train A, and in this case we have to take the negative sign. It will be VB plus VA. Okay, why we have to take the negative sign? Because the both trains are going in the opposite direction. Okay, both trains are going in the opposite direction, and that's why we have to consider here the two opposite signs. Okay, here VB minus VA, therefore VB equal to plus VA. Okay, VB equal to plus VA. So by this way we can calculate the problems whenever the problems are given on the trains, either they are overtaking or either they are crossing each other. Okay, what is the formula for the overtaking? When velocity of train B with respect to A equal to VB minus VA, and velocity of train B with respect to train A when they are crossing each other equal to VB plus VA. Okay, it is equal to VB plus VA. So by this way we can calculate the given numerical, if the numerical is in the terms of the train, for the relative velocity.